On a warm afternoon, as Hung was riding his bike home from work, he noticed a young boy struggling to push his bicycle along the side of the road. The bike looked worn, and the boy's brow was furrowed in frustration. Hung felt a tug at his heart and decided to stop and offer assistance. "Hey there. Do you need some help?" Hung called out, dismounting his bike and walking over. The boy looked up, surprised but relieved. "Yes, please. My bike won't move properly. I think something's wrong with the gears," he replied, his voice tinged with worry. Hung knelt down to inspect the bike. Sure enough, the gears were jammed, and the chain was misaligned. "Don't worry, I can help you fix it," he assured the boy with a warm smile. As he worked on the bike, Hung shared tips and tricks about bicycle maintenance, teaching the boy about the mechanics behind it. The boy listened intently, fascinated by the process and grateful for Hung's kindness. After a while, with a few adjustments and some elbow grease, the bike was finally working again. Hung stood back and watched as the boy tested it out, a wide grin spreading across his face. "Thank you so much. I thought I'd never get home," the boy exclaimed, beaming with joy. "My name is Nam, by the way." "Hung," he replied, shaking Nam's hand. "Just remember, if you ever have trouble again, don't hesitate to ask for help." They chatted for a few more minutes before Hung waved goodbye and continued on his way home, feeling a sense of fulfillment. Years passed, and Hung often thought about that encounter, wondering how Nam was doing. He hoped that the lessons they shared that day would inspire the boy in the future. Little did Hung know, that day would mark a turning point in Nam's life. Inspired by Hung's kindness and the fascination he felt while learning about bikes, Nam developed a passion for engineering. He dedicated himself to his studies, excelling in school and eventually earning a scholarship to a prestigious university. He immersed himself in mechanical engineering, dreaming of becoming an expert in the field. After years of hard work and determination, Nam graduated with honors and landed a job at a leading engineering firm. His innovative ideas and strong work ethic quickly earned him recognition, and he was soon promoted to a position where he could lead important projects. Yet, amidst his success, he never forgot the man who had helped him all those years ago. One day, as Nam was reviewing the plans for a new project, he realized that he would need to collaborate with various teams, including one focused on machinery maintenance. Suddenly, a thought struck him: it was time to find Hung and express his gratitude. Using the company's resources, Nam began searching for Hung. After some effort, he managed to track him down to a local manufacturing firm, where Hung had been working for years. Excited yet nervous, Nam decided to visit Hung in person. When he arrived at the firm, memories of that fateful day flooded back. He approached the reception desk and asked if Hung was available. After a few minutes of waiting, Hung appeared, looking older but just as warm and approachable as before. "Hung?" Nam said, his voice filled with emotion. Hung turned, puzzled at first, but recognition soon lit up his face. "Nam, is that you?" They embraced, and Nam felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. "I can't believe it's you. I'm so glad to see you again. You've grown up," Hung exclaimed. They spent some time catching up, and Nam shared how Hung's kindness had inspired him to pursue engineering. "I wanted to thank you for that day. You didn't just fix my bike, you sparked my passion for engineering. Because of you, I've built a career in this field." Hung smiled, a sense of pride filling his heart. "I'm so happy to hear that. It's amazing how small acts of kindness can change a life." As their conversation continued, Nam revealed that he was working on a new project that involved complex machinery, and they had encountered some technical difficulties. "I could really use your expertise on this," Nam said, hopeful. "Would you be willing to help me fix it?" Hung felt honored and excited at the prospect. "Of course. I'd love to help you out," he replied enthusiastically. They arranged a time for Hung to come by the engineering firm to assist with the machinery. When the day arrived, Hung stepped into the modern office filled with state-of-the-art equipment. He felt a mix of nostalgia and excitement as he looked around. Nam guided him to the machinery in question, explaining the issues they were facing. Together, they delved into the problem, brainstorming solutions and troubleshooting various aspects of the machine. Working side by side, they found themselves laughing and reminiscing about the past. The bond they formed that day many years ago had only grown stronger. After some time, they successfully repaired the machine, and Nam felt a wave of relief and accomplishment. "Thank you, Hung. I couldn't have done this without you," Nam said sincerely, shaking Hung's hand again. "You've come full circle in my life, and I'm so grateful for your support." Hung smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment that went beyond fixing a bike or a machine. "It's been an honor to help you, Nam. You've become an incredible engineer, and I'm proud of you." As they wrapped up their work, Nam invited Hung to a small gathering he was hosting for his team, wanting to celebrate their success together. Hung accepted the invitation, happy to share in the joy of their achievement. At the gathering, Hung was welcomed warmly by Nam's colleagues, who listened with admiration as Nam shared the story of their initial meeting. Hung's heart swelled with pride, realizing the impact of his simple act of kindness had rippled through time, ultimately shaping another person's future. As the night wore on, Hung and Nam exchanged stories, laughter, and dreams for the future. They made a promise to keep in touch and continue to support one another in their respective journeys. In that moment, Hung understood that sometimes, a small gesture can lead to profound changes, not just for one person, but for many. As they raised their glasses in a toast, Hung reflected on the beautiful circle of life, where acts of kindness intertwine and create a tapestry of connections that inspire and uplift. He knew that their story was just beginning, and with that thought, he felt hopeful for the future, both for himself and for the young engineer he had helped all those years ago. As the evening progressed, the atmosphere at the gathering became more vibrant. Laughter filled the room as Nam's colleagues shared their own stories of challenges and successes in engineering. Hung felt a sense of camaraderie that reminded him of his early days as an aspiring engineer. He realized that the bonds formed through shared experiences and mutual support were what truly propelled individuals forward. Nam, seeing the connection Hung was making with his team, decided to share a more personal story. "You all know how important teamwork is in our field," he began, his voice steady. "But I want to tell you about a moment that changed my perspective on collaboration forever." He gestured to Hung, who looked surprised but pleased. "It was when I was a young boy, struggling with my bike. A stranger took the time to help me fix it, and that simple act inspired me to pursue a career in engineering. That stranger is Hung, and tonight, he's here with us." A round of applause erupted, and Hung felt a mix of humility and joy. It was a reminder of the profound impact one person could have on another's life. The stories continued to flow, and Hung found himself sharing his own experiences, recounting his early days in the industry and the challenges he faced. "Every setback taught me something valuable," he shared. "And the support of those around me was crucial in overcoming them." His words resonated with Nam's colleagues, many of whom were navigating their own paths in the competitive world of engineering. As the night drew to a close, Nam approached Hung with a thoughtful expression. "You know, I've been thinking. We should find a way to give back to the community, just like you did for me. Maybe we could start a mentorship program for young students interested in engineering." Hung's eyes lit up at the idea. "That's a fantastic suggestion, Nam. We could partner with local schools, offering workshops and hands-on experiences. It would be a way to inspire the next generation, just as you were inspired." They spent the remainder of the evening brainstorming ideas, excited about the prospect of creating something meaningful together. By the end of the night, they had outlined a rough plan to launch a mentorship initiative that would pair experienced engineers with students eager to learn. Over the next few months, Hung and Nam worked diligently to bring their vision to life. They reached out to schools, organized workshops, and set up a curriculum that emphasized both practical skills and the importance of perseverance in the face of challenges. They even created a scholarship program to support promising students who showed potential but lacked financial resources. As the mentorship program kicked off, the first workshop drew a large crowd of enthusiastic students. Hung and Nam stood before the eager faces, filled with anticipation. "Today, you're not just learning about engineering," Nam said, looking out at the students. "You're learning how to overcome obstacles and chase your dreams." The workshop was a resounding success, with students actively participating in hands-on activities. Hung and Nam felt a sense of fulfillment as they watched the students engage, knowing they were making a difference in their lives. As the months went by, the mentorship program flourished. The students not only gained technical knowledge but also developed relationships with their mentors. Hung and Nam found themselves inspired by the enthusiasm and creativity of the young minds they were nurturing. One day, during a follow-up session, a student named Min approached Hung. "Can I ask you something?" she said shyly. "How did you overcome your own challenges when you were starting out?" Hung smiled, recalling his own journey. "There were many challenges, but I learned that failure is just a stepping stone to success. Each setback taught me something valuable. And I always sought help from others when I needed it. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance, it can change everything." Min nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "Thank you. I really want to be an engineer like you." Hung's heart swelled with pride. "You can be anything you want, Min. Just keep believing in yourself and never give up." As the program continued, Hung and Nam frequently received messages from former students, sharing their progress and achievements. It was a powerful reminder of the ripple effect their mentorship could create. One afternoon, as they were wrapping up another successful workshop, Nam turned to Hung. "I never imagined this would grow so much. It's incredible to see the impact we're having," he said, a sense of wonder in his voice. Hung nodded, feeling grateful. It all started with a simple act of kindness. You never know where one small moment can lead. Years later, as Hung and Nam reflected on their journey, they realized that their lives had intertwined in ways they could never have anticipated. Their mentorship program had blossomed into a vibrant community, inspiring countless students to pursue their dreams in engineering and beyond. As they prepared for the program's annual celebration, Hung couldn't help but feel a sense of fulfillment. They had not only given back to the community but had also forged a lasting friendship that had grown stronger through their shared mission. At the celebration, as the room filled with laughter, joy, and stories of success, Hung and Nam took a moment to appreciate how far they had come. They raised their glasses in a toast, surrounded by the bright young minds they had helped cultivate. To kindness, to inspiration, and to the future, they proclaimed, their voices echoing with hope. As the cheers erupted around them, Hung felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the journey they had shared. He knew that the story of the broken bike had evolved into something far greater, an enduring legacy of kindness, mentorship, and community that would continue to inspire others for generations to come. As the celebration continued, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Students mingled with mentors, sharing stories of their projects and aspirations. Hung and Nam moved through the crowd, stopping to listen to the enthusiastic chatter. They felt a deep sense of pride as they observed the connections forming and the dreams taking shape right before their eyes. At one table, a group of students showcased their innovative project, a solar-powered irrigation system designed to help local farmers conserve water. "We wanted to create something that could really make a difference," one student explained, her eyes sparkling with passion. Hung and Nam exchanged impressed glances, knowing that this was precisely the kind of initiative they had hoped to inspire. As the evening wore on, Nam pulled Hung aside. "You know, I've been thinking about expanding our program," he said, his brow furrowed in thought. "What if we included more hands-on experiences, like summer camps or internships with local companies? It could give students real-world exposure." Hung nodded enthusiastically. "That's a brilliant idea. We could partner with local businesses to create internships that align with their interests. It would not only give them practical experience but also help them build professional networks." They began brainstorming ideas, fueled by the energy of the celebration. The vision for their mentorship program grew even more ambitious, and they couldn't wait to implement these new initiatives. As the event wrapped up, Hung and Nam took a moment to reflect on the journey they had embarked upon together. "Can you believe how far we've come since that day on the side of the road?" Hung asked, a nostalgic smile on his face. Nam chuckled. It's incredible. Who would have thought that a broken bike could lead to this? He gestured around the room, encompassing the laughter, the ideas, and the dreams being shared. Months passed, and Hung and Nam worked diligently to launch the new components of their mentorship program. They organized summer camps that blended learning with fun activities, allowing students to engage in hands-on projects while forming lasting friendships. The response was overwhelming, with students eager to participate and learn. During one of the camps, they introduced a challenge. Students had to design and build a prototype of a sustainable product using recycled materials. The energy in the room was electric as students collaborated, brainstorming and creating. Hung and Nam moved among the groups, offering guidance and encouragement. At the end of the camp, they hosted a showcase where each team presented their prototypes. The creativity on display was astounding: solar cookers, water filtration systems, and even eco-friendly toys made from plastic waste. Hung and Nam watched, their hearts swelling with pride as students confidently explained their projects to a captivated audience. This is what it's all about, Hung whispered to Nam as they took in the scene. Seeing these young minds embrace innovation and sustainability gives me hope for the future. As the showcase concluded, the atmosphere was charged with excitement. Students received feedback from mentors and industry professionals, and several projects caught the attention of local businesses interested in further collaboration. Hung and Nam knew that this was just the beginning. A few months later, as they planned for the next iteration of the mentorship program, Nam received an unexpected call from a local news station. "We'd love to feature your program on our show," the reporter said. "It's inspiring to see how you're empowering the next generation of engineers." Nam's eyes lit up. That could really help us reach more students. He immediately shared the news with Hung, who was equally excited about the opportunity. When the day of the filming arrived, Hung and Nam prepared to showcase their initiatives. They invited a few students to share their experiences on camera, and the excitement in the air was palpable. The students spoke eloquently about how the mentorship program had impacted their lives, emphasizing the importance of support and guidance. Hung watched proudly as they articulated their dreams and aspirations, confident and articulate. The segment aired a few days later, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Applications to the mentorship program soared, and they found themselves with a growing community of eager students and supportive mentors. With the increased interest, Hung and Nam recognized the need to expand their resources. They organized fundraising events, tapping into the local community's enthusiasm for the program. Friends, family, and businesses rallied to support their cause, contributing time, expertise, and financial resources. As the program continued to flourish, Hung and Nam decided to host an annual gala to celebrate the achievements of their students and raise funds for future initiatives. The first gala was a night to remember, filled with inspiring speeches, student presentations, and a silent auction featuring projects created by the Ments. During the gala, one of the students, a bright young girl named Lon, took the stage. "When I started in this program, I didn't believe in myself," she began, her voice steady. "But with the support of my mentors, I've learned that I can achieve anything I set my mind to. I'm excited to pursue my dream of becoming an engineer." The audience erupted in applause, and Hung felt a rush of emotion. This was the moment they had worked so hard for, the moment when students realized their potential and took pride in their accomplishments. As the night continued, Hung and Nam mingled with guests, sharing the vision for the future of the mentorship program. They spoke about their plans for further expansion, including scholarships and partnerships with universities to provide students with pathways to higher education. Months later, as the mentorship program entered its third year, Hung and Nam stood on the cusp of something monumental. They had successfully established a network of support that not only inspired students but also fostered a sense of community among mentors. The impact of their work was palpable, with former Ments now becoming mentors themselves, creating a cycle of empowerment and encouragement. One evening, while reviewing applications for the next cohort of students, Hung received a message from Lon. She had been accepted into a prestigious engineering program and wanted to share her news. "Thank you for believing in me," she wrote. "I couldn't have done it without your support." Tears of joy filled Hung's eyes as he read her message. He shared it with Nam, who grinned widely. "This is why we do what we do," Nam said, a sense of fulfillment radiating from him. "We're changing lives, one student at a time." As they continued their journey, Hung and Nam remained committed to their mission, driven by the belief that every small act of kindness could lead to transformative change. Their story, a tale of a broken bike that sparked a lifelong friendship and a movement, was a testament to the power of community, support, and shared dreams. And so, with each new student they welcomed into their program, they continued to write a story filled with hope, resilience, and the unyielding belief that together, they could build a brighter future. As the mentorship program thrived, Hung and Nam felt a renewed sense of purpose. They expanded their reach, connecting with more schools and communities. They introduced workshops tailored to different age groups, ensuring that students of all backgrounds had access to resources and mentorship. One day, during a brainstorming session, Nam suggested, "Why don't we create a summer challenge? We could invite students from across the region to collaborate on a large-scale project, something that could benefit our community directly." Hung's eyes lit up at the idea. "That's brilliant. We could focus on a pressing issue, like renewable energy or environmental sustainability. It would not only engage the students but also provide tangible benefits to the community." They quickly began planning the summer challenge, setting goals and parameters for the project. They reached out to local organizations for partnerships and secured sponsorships from businesses eager to support their cause. Excitement buzzed through the air as news of the challenge spread. When the day of the summer challenge arrived, students from different schools gathered at a local community center, buzzing with energy and anticipation. Hung and Nam welcomed everyone, outlining the project's goals and emphasizing the importance of teamwork and creativity. "Today, you're not just participants, you're innovators," Hung said, encouraging them to think outside the box. "Let's make something that can have a real impact." The students divided into teams, each tackling different aspects of the challenge. One group focused on designing a solar panel system to power a community garden, while another aimed to create a waste management solution to reduce litter in the neighborhood. As the days passed, Hung and Nam watched in awe as the students collaborated, brainstorming ideas, prototyping solutions, and working late into the evenings. The passion in the room was contagious, and it reminded them of their own early days filled with hope and ambition. One evening, while visiting the teams, Hung noticed a quiet student named Tuan struggling to find his voice. He approached Tuan, who was sketching designs for their project. "Hey, Tuan. What's on your mind?" Hung asked gently. "I have some ideas, but I'm not sure how to share them," Tuan admitted, looking down at his paper. Hung knelt beside him. "Remember, your ideas are valuable. Don't hesitate to speak up. This is a safe space for everyone to express themselves." Encouraged, Tuan took a deep breath and shared his thoughts with his team, who responded enthusiastically. Hung felt a sense of pride as he witnessed Tuan's growing confidence. As the challenge progressed, the teams faced setbacks, design flaws, material shortages, and time constraints, but they learned to adapt and overcome. With Hung and Nam's guidance, they brainstormed solutions and celebrated small victories along the way. Finally, after weeks of hard work, the day of the presentation arrived. The community center was filled with families, friends, and local officials eager to see the students' creations. Each team showcased their projects, demonstrating not only their engineering skills but also their creativity and problem-solving abilities. As Tuan's team presented their solar panel system, he stepped forward confidently, explaining how their design would help power the community garden. The audience listened intently, and when they finished, the room erupted in applause. Tuan beamed with pride, realizing that he had found his voice. After all the presentations, Hung and Nam took the stage to congratulate the students. "You have all done an incredible job," Hung began, his voice filled with emotion. "What you've created goes beyond just projects. You've shown us the power of collaboration, resilience, and innovation." Nam continued, "We are excited to announce that we'll be implementing the winning projects in our community, and each team will receive mentorship to further develop their ideas. The students cheered, their hard work validated. Hung and Nam awarded certificates to each participant, recognizing their dedication and creativity. The event concluded with a sense of accomplishment and camaraderie that lingered in the air. As the crowd dispersed, Hung and Nam were approached by several local officials who expressed their interest in supporting the students' projects. They realized that the impact of the Summer Challenge would extend beyond the event itself, fostering community partnerships and future opportunities for the young innovators. Weeks later, as they began implementing the winning projects, Hung and Nam received a heartfelt letter from Tuan. "Thank you for believing in us," he wrote. "This experience has changed my life. I've learned so much about engineering and teamwork, and I feel ready to take on the world." Reading the letter, Hung and Nam exchanged proud smiles. It was moments like these that fueled their passion and commitment to their mission. They knew that they were not just teaching engineering, they were instilling confidence and resilience in the next generation. As the seasons changed, so did the mentorship program. They expanded the curriculum, integrating new technologies and addressing current global challenges, such as climate change and sustainable development. Students became more engaged, eager to learn about innovative solutions that could create a better future. The mentorship program also began collaborating with universities, offering students opportunities for internships and exposure to cutting-edge research. Hung and Nam's vision had transformed into a comprehensive network of support, where students could thrive academically and personally. One day, while reviewing applications for the next cohort, Hung received a call from a local television station. "We'd like to feature your mentorship program on our evening news," the producer said. "It's inspiring to see how you're empowering young minds." Excited yet humbled, Hung and Nam prepared for the filming, inviting students to share their experiences and the impact of the program on their lives. As the cameras rolled, students spoke passionately about their projects, dreams, and the support they had received. The segment aired a week later, and the response was overwhelming. Applications for the program skyrocketed, and local businesses reached out to offer sponsorships and partnerships. Hung and Nam found themselves at the helm of a movement that was changing lives. With the increased interest, they decided to host an annual conference to bring together students, mentors, and industry leaders. The conference aimed to foster collaboration and inspire the next generation of engineers. It was an ambitious undertaking, but Hung and Nam were determined to make it a reality. As they planned the conference, they invited guest speakers from various fields, including accomplished engineers, entrepreneurs, and innovators who had made significant contributions to their industries. They wanted students to see the diverse paths available to them and to understand the importance of perseverance and passion. On the day of the conference, the venue was buzzing with excitement. Students filled the seats, eager to learn from their heroes. Hung and Nam opened the event, welcoming everyone and expressing their gratitude for the support they had received from the community. Throughout the day, speakers shared their journeys, discussing the challenges they faced and the lessons they learned. The audience was captivated, hanging on every word. After each presentation, students had the opportunity to ask questions and engage in discussions, fostering a sense of connection and inspiration. During a breakout session, Tuan stood up, his voice steady. "What advice do you have for someone who wants to pursue a career in engineering?" he asked one of the speakers, a renowned engineer known for her work in renewable energy. The speaker smiled warmly. "Believe in yourself and never stop learning. The world needs passionate individuals like you who are willing to tackle challenges and innovate. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, and don't be afraid to take risks." Tuan nodded, feeling motivated and empowered by her words. As the conference concluded, Hung and Nam watched as students engaged in animated conversations, exchanging ideas and forming connections. They felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that they had created a space for inspiration and growth. In the months that followed, the mentorship program continued to flourish, with students stepping up as leaders and mentors themselves. The once shy Tuan emerged as a confident advocate for his peers, leading discussions during workshops and encouraging younger students to find their voices. Hung and Nam marveled at the transformation they had witnessed in their students. The impact of their mentorship extended beyond academics. They had created a community where young people felt supported, valued, and empowered to pursue their dreams. As the program prepared for its next chapter, Hung and Nam reflected on their journey. They had come so far since that day on the side of the road, and they knew that the story of the broken bike had evolved into something far greater, a legacy of kindness, empowerment, and community. With renewed energy and enthusiasm, they set their sights on the future, ready to inspire and uplift the next generation of innovators, knowing that every small act of kindness could lead to transformative change. Together, they continued to pave the way for a brighter tomorrow, one student at a time. As the mentorship program expanded, Hung and Nam realized that they had created something truly special, a network of support that had the potential to change not only individual lives but entire communities. With each new cohort, they welcomed students from diverse backgrounds, each bringing unique perspectives and aspirations. This diversity enriched the program and fostered an environment of collaboration and innovation. One day, while brainstorming ideas for the next phase of the program, Nam proposed an exciting initiative. What if we organized a hackathon? We could invite students to solve real-world problems, working in teams to develop innovative solutions. It would be a great way to challenge them and encourage creative thinking. Hung's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. That's a fantastic idea. We could partner with local organizations to identify specific challenges in our community. The students would not only learn valuable skills but also contribute positively to the world around them. With that, they began planning the hackathon, reaching out to local businesses, nonprofits, and community leaders to identify pressing issues. They decided to focus on areas such as environmental sustainability, public health, and technology accessibility. As the date approached, excitement buzzed in the air. Students from various schools signed up, eager to participate. Hung and Nam arranged workshops leading up to the event, equipping the students with essential skills in design thinking, coding, and project management. On the day of the hackathon, the venue was abuzz with energy. Students gathered in teams, brainstorming ideas and formulating plans. Hung and Nam welcomed everyone, emphasizing the importance of collaboration and creativity. Remember, this is not just about winning, it's about learning and making a difference, Hung said, inspiring the participants. As the event unfolded, the teams worked diligently, bouncing ideas off each other and pushing their boundaries. Hung and Nam moved through the room, offering guidance and support. They witnessed remarkable creativity and determination, with students tackling complex problems head-on. One group focused on creating an app that would connect local farmers with consumers, promoting sustainable practices and reducing food waste. Another team developed a community health initiative that aimed to provide accessible health resources to underserved neighborhoods. As the hours flew by, the atmosphere shifted from initial excitement to focused determination. Hung and Nam encouraged the students to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Remember, innovation often comes from unexpected places, Nam reminded them. Finally, after a day filled with hard work and collaboration, it was time for the presentations. Each team showcased their solutions, explaining their thought processes and the impact their projects could have on the community. The creativity and passion on display were truly inspiring. When the last team finished presenting, Hung and Nam took the stage. "You all have done an incredible job," Hung said, his voice filled with pride. "Your dedication and creativity are what will drive change in our communities." Nam continued, "We're excited to announce that we will be implementing some of these projects in partnership with local organizations. Your ideas have the potential to make a real impact." The students erupted in cheers, their hard work recognized and validated. The event had not only provided them with a platform to showcase their talents but had also connected them with local leaders eager to support their initiatives. In the weeks following the hackathon, Hung and Nam worked tirelessly to implement the winning projects. They coordinated with community partners, helping students transition their ideas into actionable plans. This collaboration created a sense of ownership and pride among the participants, motivating them to see their ideas come to life. As the students' projects took shape, Hung and Nam received heartwarming messages from participants. One student, Mai, wrote, "Thank you for giving us the opportunity to make a difference. I never thought my ideas could have such an impact." Hung and Nam knew they were on the right path, and the mentorship program continued to grow, attracting attention from various stakeholders. They received invitations to speak at conferences, sharing their vision and experiences with other educators and organizations looking to replicate their success. One evening, while preparing for a speaking engagement, Hung received a call from a prominent university. "We'd like to partner with you to develop a curriculum that integrates community engagement and engineering," the dean explained. "Your mentorship program is an inspiration, and we believe our students could benefit from collaboration." Excitement filled Hung's heart as he shared the news with Nam. "This could take our program to new heights. Partnering with a university would open doors for our students and provide them with even more opportunities." With newfound motivation, they worked closely with the university, developing a curriculum that combined technical skills with community-focused projects. They envisioned a program where university students could mentor high school students, creating a pipeline of support that would continue to uplift the next generation of engineers. As the first cohort of university mentors joined the program, Hung and Nam held a kickoff event, welcoming the new mentors and sharing the program's mission. The energy in the room was palpable, with everyone excited to collaborate and learn from one another. Throughout the semester, university students worked alongside high school ments, guiding them through projects and providing insights into the engineering field. The collaboration fostered a sense of community, with students supporting one another and sharing their passions. One afternoon, Hung and Nam visited a workshop where the university students were helping high schoolers design a prototype for a water filtration system. They observed the dynamic exchanges, filled with laughter and learning. "Look at how engaged they are," Nam whispered to Hung, a proud smile on his face. "This is what we envisioned, a community of learners and creators." As the semester progressed, the impact of the partnership became evident. High school students gained confidence and skills, while university students honed their mentoring abilities and developed a deeper understanding of community needs. At the end of the semester, they organized a showcase where each team presented their projects. The energy in the room was electric as students shared their innovations and the challenges they had overcome. Hung and Nam stood side by side, beaming with pride. They were witnessing the realization of their vision, a thriving community where mentorship and collaboration flourished. After the showcase, they received positive feedback from attendees, including local officials and community leaders. Many expressed interest in supporting future initiatives, eager to invest in the program's success. As they reflected on the journey, Hung and Nam felt a profound sense of gratitude for the community that had rallied around their mission. They had built something meaningful, an ecosystem of support where young minds could thrive and make a difference. Months passed, and the mentorship program continued to evolve. Hung and Nam introduced new initiatives, including workshops on soft skills, entrepreneurship, and leadership, ensuring that students were well-rounded and prepared for the challenges ahead. The program became a beacon of hope in the community, inspiring not only students but also parents and educators. Hung and Nam often received messages from parents thanking them for the positive changes they had seen in their children. One day, as they prepared for another cohort of students, Hung received a letter from Tuan. "I wanted to share some exciting news," he wrote. "I got accepted into a summer internship program at a local engineering firm. Thank you for believing in me and encouraging me to chase my dreams." Tears filled Hung's eyes as he read Tuan's words. He shared the letter with Nam, who smiled broadly. "This is what it's all about, Hung. We're changing lives, one student at a time." As the mentorship program continued to flourish, Hung and Nam looked forward to the future. They were committed to nurturing the next generation of innovators, knowing that each student had the potential to make a significant impact on the world. And so, they pressed on, inspired by the stories of their students and the ripple effect of kindness and support they had created. With each new cohort, they reaffirmed their belief that together, they could build a brighter, more hopeful tomorrow, one filled with possibility, creativity, and unwavering determination. As Hung and Nam continued to nurture their mentorship program, they decided it was time to take a bold step forward. They envisioned a national conference that would bring together students, educators, and industry leaders from across the country to share ideas, showcase projects, and inspire one another. This conference would not only elevate their program but also foster a broader conversation about the importance of mentorship in shaping future innovators. Planning for the conference began in earnest. Hung and Nam reached out to schools, universities, and businesses, gathering support and securing sponsorships. They aimed to create an event that would celebrate creativity, collaboration, and the power of mentorship. As the conference date approached, excitement built within the community. Hung and Nam organized workshops, panel discussions, and keynote speeches featuring accomplished professionals who had benefited from mentorship in their own careers. They wanted attendees to leave feeling empowered and motivated. The day of the conference arrived, and the venue buzzed with energy. Students, educators, and mentors filled the space, exchanging ideas and making connections. Hung and Nam welcomed everyone, expressing their gratitude for the support that had made the event possible. Today, we celebrate the power of mentorship and the impact it can have on our future, Hung said, his voice resonating with passion. Each of you plays a crucial role in shaping the next generation of leaders and innovators. Throughout the day, attendees participated in engaging workshops focused on various topics, including design thinking, entrepreneurship, and environmental sustainability. Each session was led by industry experts and designed to provide hands-on experiences. One particularly impactful workshop centered around social entrepreneurship, where students learned how to create sustainable business models that addressed community needs. As participants collaborated in groups, Hung and Nam moved around the room, offering guidance and encouragement. During a break, Hung spotted Tuan chatting excitedly with a group of students he had met at the hackathon. Tuan was now a confident young leader, and seeing him thrive filled Hung with pride. He approached the group, eager to hear their ideas. "What are you all discussing?" Hung asked, smiling. "We're brainstorming ways to tackle food waste in our community," Tuan replied enthusiastically. "We think we can create an app that connects restaurants with local food banks to donate surplus food." "That's a fantastic idea," Hung exclaimed. "You're thinking about real solutions that can make a difference. Keep pushing forward." As the conference continued, the highlight of the day arrived, the keynote address by a renowned engineer and advocate for youth education. She spoke passionately about her own journey, highlighting the mentors who had guided her along the way. Her message resonated deeply with the audience, igniting a fire of inspiration in everyone present. Mentorship is not just about sharing knowledge, it's about believing in each other and fostering a community of support, she said, her voice powerful. Each of you has the ability to inspire and empower the next generation. Never underestimate your impact. After her speech, the energy in the room was palpable. Attendees were buzzing with excitement and ideas, eager to implement what they had learned. Hung and Nam could see the spark of innovation igniting within the students, and it fueled their own passion for the program. As the conference came to a close, Hung and Nam gathered everyone for a final reflection. "Thank you all for being here today and for your commitment to mentorship," Nam said, beaming. "We are excited to see how you will take these ideas back to your communities and continue to make a difference." After the conference, feedback poured in from attendees, praising the event's organization and the value of the workshops. Many expressed their eagerness to participate in future events, and Hung and Nam felt a sense of accomplishment. They had successfully created a platform for collaboration and inspiration. In the months that followed, the mentorship program expanded even further, reaching schools in neighboring regions and beyond. Hung and Nam focused on refining their curriculum, incorporating feedback from participants and industry leaders. One evening, as they prepared for another cohort of students, Hung received an email from a prominent educational organization. "We'd like to partner with you to develop a series of online resources for mentorship programs nationwide," the director wrote. "Your program has inspired many, and we believe we can amplify its impact." Hung shared the news with Nam, and they both felt a surge of excitement. "This is an incredible opportunity to share our model and reach even more students," Nam said, envisioning the possibilities. With their partnership secured, they collaborated to create online modules that highlighted best practices in mentorship, project-based learning, and community engagement. They designed resources that could be easily adapted by other organizations, ensuring that the impact of their work would extend far beyond their local community. As the modules went live, Hung and Nam watched with anticipation as organizations across the country began to implement their ideas. They received messages from educators thanking them for the resources and sharing success stories of how mentorship was transforming their students' lives. Meanwhile, Tuan continued to shine, now taking on leadership roles in various initiatives. He organized workshops at local schools, encouraging younger students to pursue their passions and believe in their abilities. His journey had come full circle, and Hung and Nam couldn't have been prouder. One day, Tuan approached Hung and Nam with an idea. "What if we create a student-led mentorship program?" he suggested. "We could empower high school students to mentor middle schoolers, fostering a culture of support and encouragement." Hung and Nam exchanged impressed glances. "That's a brilliant idea, Tuan. You're taking what you've learned and passing it on," Nam said, excited by the prospect. With Tuan at the helm, they began developing the student-led program, focusing on training high school students to be effective mentors. They organized workshops on leadership, communication skills, and empathy, preparing them for their new roles. As the student-led mentorship program launched, Hung and Nam watched with joy as high school students embraced their responsibilities. The sense of community deepened, and the impact was profound. Middle schoolers felt supported and inspired, while high school mentors developed invaluable leadership skills. Months passed, and the mentorship program continued to grow. Hung and Nam organized a reunion for all the participants, a chance for students to reconnect, share their experiences, and celebrate their achievements. During the reunion, Tuan stood up to address the crowd. "I want to thank Hung and Nam for believing in us and for creating this incredible program. Because of you, we are empowered to make a difference in our communities and to help each other succeed." The audience erupted in applause, and Hung felt tears of pride welling up in his eyes. It was a testament to the impact of their work, a community of learners, innovators, and leaders inspired to continue the cycle of support. As the event concluded, Hung and Nam reflected on their journey. From a broken bike to a thriving mentorship program, they had created a legacy of kindness, empowerment, and collaboration. They understood that their work was far from over, the need for mentorship and support would always exist. With renewed determination, they set their sights on the future, ready to inspire even more students and create a ripple effect of change. They believed that by nurturing the next generation, they were planting seeds of hope and innovation that would continue to grow for years to come. And so, with each passing day, Hung and Nam continued their mission, driven by the belief that together, they could build a brighter, more equitable future, one filled with opportunity, creativity, and the unwavering spirit of mentorship. As Hung and Nam's mentorship program thrived, they received increasing recognition from local and national media. Articles and interviews highlighted their innovative approach to fostering creativity and community engagement among young people. This newfound visibility attracted even more interest from potential partners, including universities, businesses, and philanthropic organizations eager to support their mission. With the momentum building, Hung and Nam realized it was time to take their program to the next level. They envisioned a summer camp focused on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education, where students could immerse themselves in hands-on projects, collaborate with peers, and learn from industry professionals. After months of planning, they launched the first annual STEM summer camp. They secured a venue, gathered resources, and enlisted a team of enthusiastic mentors, many of whom were former students from the mentorship program who were eager to give back. The first day of camp arrived, and excitement buzzed through the air. Students from various backgrounds gathered, ready to dive into a week of exploration and innovation. Hung and Nam welcomed everyone, emphasizing the importance of teamwork and creativity. "Remember, this camp is not just about learning, it's about having fun and discovering what you're capable of," Hung encouraged, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Throughout the week, students participated in a variety of workshops. They built robots, designed apps, and engaged in environmental projects. Each day brought new challenges and opportunities for collaboration, with mentors guiding them every step of the way. One afternoon, during a workshop on renewable energy, a group of students brainstormed ways to create a solar-powered device. Tuan, now a confident young mentor, encouraged them to think outside the box. What if we designed a solar charger for mobile devices? It could help people in areas with limited electricity. The group rallied around the idea, excited to bring it to life. With Tuan's guidance, they worked tirelessly, combining their skills and creativity. Hung and Nam circulated the room, offering support and sharing in the students' excitement. As the week progressed, the students not only developed their projects but also formed lasting friendships. They bonded over challenges, celebrated each other's successes, and learned the value of collaboration. On the final day of camp, the students presented their projects to a panel of judges, including local business leaders and educators. Each team showcased their innovative ideas, demonstrating the skills and knowledge they had gained throughout the week. When it was time for the judges to provide feedback, they praised the students for their creativity and teamwork. "You've all done an incredible job," one judge remarked. "It's clear that you've learned so much and pushed your boundaries." After the presentations, Hung and Nam gathered the students for a closing ceremony. "You should all be incredibly proud of what you've accomplished this week," Nam said, beaming. "You've shown us the power of teamwork and creativity, and we can't wait to see how you'll use these skills in the future." As the students celebrated their achievements, Hung took a moment to reflect on how far they had come. From that initial act of kindness, helping a young boy with a broken bike, had blossomed into a vibrant community of learners and innovators. As the summer camp concluded, the feedback from students and parents was overwhelmingly positive. Many expressed their gratitude for the opportunity, and Hung and Nam felt a sense of fulfillment knowing they were making a real difference. With the success of the summer camp, they began to consider how they could further extend their impact. They envisioned a scholarship program that would provide financial assistance to students pursuing education in STEM fields. They wanted to ensure that financial barriers wouldn't prevent talented young minds from reaching their potential. Determined to turn this vision into reality, Hung and Nam launched a fundraising campaign, reaching out to local businesses, alumni, and community members. Their passion and dedication inspired many to contribute, and soon they had enough funding to establish the scholarship program. The inaugural scholarship recipients were selected based on their academic achievements, leadership potential, and commitment to community service. Hung and Nam organized a special ceremony to honor the students, inviting their families and supporters to celebrate their accomplishments. As the recipients were announced, Hung and Nam stood proudly beside them. "These young people represent the future of innovation and leadership," Hung said, his voice filled with emotion. "We believe in their potential and are excited to support them on their journeys." The scholarship program not only provided financial assistance but also included mentorship opportunities. Recipients were paired with mentors from the program who would guide them through their educational pursuits, ensuring they had the support they needed to succeed. As the years passed, the mentorship program continued to flourish, inspiring countless students and fostering a culture of collaboration and support. Hung and Nam remained dedicated to their mission, constantly seeking ways to innovate and expand their reach. One day, while reflecting on their journey, Hung turned to Nam. "Can you believe how far we've come since we helped that little boy with his bike?" he asked, a smile spreading across his face. Nam chuckled. "It's incredible. That one act of kindness has led to so many opportunities for so many people. It just goes to show how small actions can create a ripple effect." They both agreed that the journey was far from over. The need for mentorship and support was as vital as ever, and they were committed to continuing their work, driven by the belief that every young person deserved the chance to thrive. With renewed purpose, Hung and Nam looked to the future, ready to embrace new challenges, create lasting change, and inspire the next generation of innovators and leaders. They understood that the story of the bike was only the beginning, a story that would continue to unfold, shaped by the countless lives they would touch along the way. As Hung and Nam continued to build on the success of their mentorship program and scholarship initiatives, they started to receive inquiries from other regions interested in replicating their model. educators and community leaders reached out, eager to learn how they could implement similar programs in their own areas. Recognizing the opportunity to expand their impact further, Hung and Nam decided to host a national summit on mentorship and youth empowerment. This summit would bring together educators, students, and community leaders from across the country to share best practices, discuss challenges, and brainstorm innovative solutions for supporting youth. In preparation for the summit, Hung and Nam gathered a dedicated team of volunteers and former men's who had become successful professionals in their own right. Together, they worked tirelessly to plan an event that would inspire and empower attendees. They arranged workshops, keynote speeches, and panel discussions featuring influential leaders in education and industry. On the day of the summit, Hung and Nam welcomed hundreds of participants, filling the venue with energy and excitement. The diverse audience represented various backgrounds, all united by a common goal: to uplift and support the next generation. Hung opened the summit with an inspiring speech, recounting the journey that had led them to this moment. "What began with a simple act of kindness has blossomed into a movement," he said. "Today, we gather to share ideas, learn from one another, and strengthen our commitment to mentorship." Throughout the day, participants engaged in dynamic workshops focused on topics such as inclusive mentoring practices, project-based learning, and community engagement. Hung and Nam encouraged attendees to share their own experiences and insights, fostering a collaborative environment. One of the most impactful sessions featured a panel of former men's who had gone on to achieve remarkable success. They spoke candidly about the challenges they faced and the pivotal role mentorship played in their journeys. Their stories resonated deeply with the audience, illustrating the profound impact of support and encouragement. As the summit progressed, attendees began forming connections and exchanging ideas. Educators shared their own successful initiatives, while students brainstormed ways to collaborate on projects. The energy in the room was palpable, with everyone eager to take what they had learned back to their communities. By the end of the day, Hung and Nam felt a sense of fulfillment as they witnessed the camaraderie and inspiration that had blossomed during the summit. Participants expressed gratitude for the opportunity to connect and learn, and many were eager to implement new ideas in their own programs. After the event, Hung and Nam received feedback from attendees, praising the summit's organization and the quality of the discussions. Inspired by the connections made, they realized that they had created a network of passionate individuals committed to making a difference. In the months following the summit, Hung and Nam worked on creating an online platform to facilitate ongoing collaboration among participants. This platform would serve as a resource hub, allowing educators to share materials, students to connect with mentors, and community leaders to exchange best practices. As the platform launched, it quickly gained traction, attracting users from across the country. Hung and Nam implemented features such as discussion forums, resource sharing, and opportunities for virtual mentorship. The community continued to grow, with members engaging in meaningful conversations and supporting one another's initiatives. One day, while reviewing the platform's analytics, Hung noticed a surge in activity from a remote village. Intrigued, he reached out to the educators in that area. They explained that they had been inspired by the summit and the online resources, and they wanted to start their own mentorship program to support local students. Hung and Nam decided to offer their assistance. They organized a series of virtual workshops to guide the educators in developing their program. They provided resources, shared success stories, and offered advice on overcoming common challenges. As the village's mentorship program took shape, Hung and Nam were thrilled to see the positive impact on the students. Many young people who had previously felt isolated now had access to mentorship and support, allowing them to pursue their passions and dreams. Encouraged by the success of this initiative, Hung and Nam began exploring ways to reach even more underserved communities. They created a mobile mentorship program, leveraging technology to connect mentors with students in remote areas. Using video conferencing and online resources, they made it possible for students to engage with mentors regardless of their location. The mobile mentorship program quickly gained popularity, and Hung and Nam worked with local organizations to identify students in need of support. They trained mentors to navigate the unique challenges faced by remote learners, ensuring that each student received personalized guidance and encouragement. As the program expanded, they received heartwarming testimonials from students who had experienced life-changing transformations. One young girl, Lynn, wrote, "I never thought I could dream so big. My mentor believed in me, and now I'm applying to universities I didn't think were possible." As the years went by, the impact of Hung and Nam's efforts rippled through countless communities. Their mentorship program evolved into a nationwide movement, inspiring a new generation of leaders and innovators. They had created a legacy rooted in kindness, support, and the unwavering belief in the potential of every young person. In a reflective moment, Hung turned to Nam. "It's amazing to think about how far we've come. All of this started with helping one boy with a broken bike," he said, a sense of gratitude washing over him. Nam nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "It really shows the power of small actions. Each time we invest in a young person, we're not just changing their lives, we're shaping the future." With their mission still strong, Hung and Nam looked forward to the next chapter in their journey. They knew there were still challenges to face and more students to empower, but they felt ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. And so, they continued their work, driven by the belief that every act of kindness could spark a transformation, and that together, they could build a brighter future, one where every young person had the opportunity to thrive and realize their dreams. As Hung and Nam reflected on their journey, they gathered with their team to celebrate the achievements of their mentorship program. They organized an annual gala to honor the students, mentors, and community partners who had contributed to their success. The event was a vibrant celebration filled with stories of transformation, hope, and inspiration. During the gala, Hung stood before the audience, his heart full of gratitude. "Tonight, we celebrate not just our achievements but the incredible potential within each of you," he said, his voice steady. "What began with a single act of kindness has blossomed into a movement that empowers countless young people across the country. You are all a part of this journey." Nam joined him on stage, adding, "Each story shared here tonight is a testament to the power of mentorship and community. Together, we've created a network of support that fosters growth and innovation. Let's continue to nurture this spirit and reach even more young minds." As the night progressed, students shared their experiences and aspirations, showcasing the projects they had developed through the program. The room buzzed with excitement and possibility, as attendees mingled and forged new connections. Hung and Nam exchanged proud glances, knowing that their vision had become a reality. They had created a legacy that would extend far beyond their immediate community, a legacy rooted in empowerment, compassion, and collaboration. As the evening came to a close, Hung took a moment to reflect on the future. He envisioned a world where every young person had access to mentorship, where kindness and support were woven into the fabric of society. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to continue the work they had started. With hearts full of hope, Hung and Nam looked ahead, ready to embrace new challenges and opportunities. They understood that while their journey had been remarkable, it was only the beginning. Together, they would continue to inspire, empower, and transform lives, ensuring that every young person could dream big and achieve their fullest potential. In that moment, surrounded by friends, supporters, and the next generation of leaders, they knew they were part of something truly special, a movement fueled by love, determination, and the belief that together, they could create a brighter, more equitable future for all.